In 2024, Adam22 said the three main voices in hip hop was him, DJ Akademiks, and DJ Vlad, leaving the Podfather Joe Budden out. Obviously, in the next video, you'll see about that. So make sure you check that out. But the two people he mentioned was Vlad and Akademiks. Fast forward a year and a half later, those two people that he mentioned are negotiating and cracking jokes about whether or not they should buy No Jumper. SubhanAllah, man. I mean, it's a clear testament as to this media game is just, it's so cyclical. Like, it's literally up and down. So, I mean, we're going to get into the clips. I mean, you got Vlad talking about, like, man, ain't nobody told him to go buy that $5 million building. I rent my building. He should have learned from it. I mean, they cooking. But let's jump into the content, man. Before we do that, make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, man. It's completely free.
Let's go. You're not trying to buy No Jumper, are you?
Nah.
I'm like, after the first squabble, Vlad would be like, I'm out. You don't tolerate that type of bullshit. After the first indictment, after these guys came on camera, you'd be like, you know what? I'm going to start doing interviews remote.
Nah, me and Adam actually talked last night, and he kind of gave me the full story over, like, you see these headlines that No Jumper is going out of business.
I don't buy that for 1 second. So let me just set this up.
So I called him and we had a conversation about it. And after that, I tweeted that.
Well, you're the one who probably has convinced him that there is a lot of either dead weight, wasted money, and probably a lot of fluff. And he said something important. So if you guys don't know, Adam from No Jumper, he made this whole video. He said, yo, pretty much the company, he didn't say him necessarily, he said the company, we're going broke. And we're going to have to do these things to downsize. I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of that. And he did make a very interesting point. He said during the pandemic, the upside in what we were projecting, because of that inflated view count and inflated revenue, we're like, we're going to run this up. And if we could 3X it. Yeah. Of course, after that time ended, things kind of normalized and fell back down. And then he probably realized we're too heavy in our investment, whether it comes to staff, this and third. Then, of course, you have some business things that always happen, lawsuits, whatever. And I don't know why he did the clickbait thing, because people are like, yo, this guy's broke. I've seen those memes like, yo, who's Lennon gonna have to fuck now to get him out of debt? Like, this is...
Yeah, people were saying, like, when I said, should I buy No Jumper? They're like, only if it comes with Lennon. That's Lennon included.
Okay.
Lennon not included.
What conversation did you have with Adam that you probably felt that he looked at his own operation to say, there's some things that are wasteful here? Because you're really efficient.
I mean, but I'm not always efficient. Like, I got a studio in New York that doesn't get used a lot of the time. I pay $20,000 a month for. And I signed that 7-year lease right at I think before the pandemic started, because at that point, everyone was still in the office. I had a whole writing staff, I had a whole video staff, and they were coming to the office every day, so they needed a place to work. After that pandemic happened, everyone started working from home. And now the studio is almost optional when there's not a shoot there, right? People just work with their computers at home and do just as good of a job. So I have another, 2.5 years on that lease that I'm spending. But with Adam, he bought a building, right?
Yeah, he said it was $4 million.
And it makes sense. That building in LA, yeah, that's about $4 million. So I don't know if he bought it in cash or whether he has a mortgage. I'm probably thinking he has a mortgage, at least a partial one. That's a lot of money every month. And, like, for example, my LA studio that I rent, when I need it, I don't think you've ever been to that studio.
I've never been there.
It's in Van Nuys. I rent that. I mean, we have a close relationship with the owner, so we have our own storage space and everything else like that. We have keys to the place. He bumps other people when we need to use the space. But
what do you mean? Isn't it your space?
No, we don't own that space. We rent it.
But you said when other people need to use the space. If I'm renting, like, no one uses here but me.
No. But we only.
Yeah, that's interesting to know. I mean, we've all seen those iconic DJ Vlad interviews with the drums and stuff. He does not own that studio. And for me, watching Adam get that warehouse was like, whoa, like, it's just truly inspiring to be able to have a warehouse, a facility in which you have multiple different rooms and you can just create, whether it's recording, whether it's live streaming, whether it's podcasting, music. Like, that's honestly so inspiring to me, especially it being in the beautiful valley of California. And yeah, just it being like a hub of creativity is super dope. But then now, from a business aspect, just hearing about the overhead and what it takes to maintain that, it's like, it probably isn't as beautiful. What do they say? Don't judge a book by its cover. Like, you might see the facility and be like, whoa, this is a dream come true type shit. But
only rent it when we need it.
Really?
Yeah.
But it looks like Vlad TV.
I mean, because the drum set. But that drum set was there when we arrived. The whole drum set was just was like a fluke. It's just, you know, that's why when we built the New York studio, we put the drum set back there as an homage to LA.
Wait, isn't the drum set in the LA studio, doesn't it say Vlad TV though?
Yes, but the one in the one in New York says Vlad TV. The one in LA does not.
So you don't own the drum set there?
No, we don't own that drum set. Yeah. That's not even our drum set. Yeah.
You have to, like, you ever realize, like, you ever been watching like a TV show for so long and you're like, wait, what? That wasn't what?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't own that drum set. So we only rent it when we need it. So let's say someone else rents it on time, we need it. We call the owner and say, hey, listen, can you bump that person? And he's like, all right, cool, no problem. But the point of what I was saying is we spend, I think, 10 times what we spend in New York, what we spend in LA. So we spend maybe $2,000 a month to rent out studio space in LA. We spend $20,000 a month in New York to keep a studio space. But we use the LA one more because I'm in LA most of the time. So yeah, it's a waste of money.
I had no idea that people use that LA space.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a rehearsal. It's a rehearsal space. Bam. I mean, it's not easy. You know, and this is where like we learn, okay, well, we're not going to switch the host, but we could reuse the guests. You know, this is where the repeat guests came in. We have a long laundry list of repeat guests from TK Kirkland, to Faison Love, to Boosie, to Tony Ayo, to Lunel, to Brick Baby, who unfortunately is in jail right now. Hopefully he'll get out soon. To Whack 100.
We could definitely do the interview with him on the jail phone, man. He keep calling, man.
Does he?
Yeah, he called in to No Jumper yesterday. Oh. I'm still listening like, yo, it trips me out when someone from jail is calling in to add to content and I hear, this call is from a monitored line from, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, like I like Brick Baby. He became a regular guest. I think he's like our latest, like our newest regular guest on the show. And we have a good energy. We do numbers. I saw him at the mall like 3 days before he was arrested. Just randomly ran into each other at the Beverly Center. Like, oh shit, what's up? Like,
I was getting money. He was up in there spending it.
I guess, yeah.
Always wanted to know.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna say Gilbert though. Other than Boosie, and I guess I put Gilbert. I don't know if he's a second. Who's
the building problem?
So you applied for a new job.
It's just interesting to hear them joke about their peer, man.
I said, listen, out of everybody, and I said this on my stream last night. I said, listen, with me, if I said I was going broke, y'all could conceivably be like, well, I can see why he's going broke. He got like $1 million in cars. He got this big ass house.
I don't see how you could go broke.
No, but if the fans or like the audience is trying to, they're like, well, maybe he bit off a little bit more than he could chew. And I said, Vlad, way more conservative, better with money, but Vlad do spend a little too. I've seen Vlad come up in here with the Richard Mille. He got $250,000 on the wrist. Yeah. You know what I said? It's impossible for Adam to go broke. I've never seen him with a Casio watch. I've never seen him with shit.
Yeah. Well, no, but he does drive like a BMW 7 Series.
Come on,
That's like, probably like 120,000.
I said,
why he just give up his whip like that?
In terms of money coming in and money spent, Adam got at least. He said,
he has no designer clothes, no jewelry. But then again,
he's fucking 5 girls a day. He's interviewing 20 gangbangers. Come on, it's no way.
Yeah, no, he's not.
I'm like, listen, I got a bunch of cars, jewelry. We have Vlad, who has he has jewelry that keeps value. What does Adam have? A kendama. No way he's broke. He's keeping that money in the bank. It's liquid somewhere. We got to figure out where it's at. I'm telling you, like, and he has a money glitch. The OnlyFans thing is a money glitch. I'm telling you, he's sitting on 10 million liquid somewhere, but he did a good thing by, I think he was just trying to fire some people.
And it worked too, because he got his Instagram back. Their official No Jumper Instagram page is back that they lost for like the last, 6 months?
Oh, and you know, he called me yesterday and he asked me some questions about the memberships because I guess his membership started to jump up. Because I guess the fan, you're going broke, let's try to support you. So
maybe I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah.
I gotta tell him I'm going broke too.
There's a strategy behind all this, man. I'm not trying to put him on blast, but whatever. It's you know, but are some of these things really happening? Is there a lawsuit? Yeah, I think so. You know, is that building expensive and probably not earning the money back? Yeah, probably. You know, are the YouTube views lower and CPMs are kind of struggling? Yeah, probably.
Okay. Why you beefing Booker T, bro? Okay, so I gotta hear this story.
That's super interesting. Imagine that if No Jumper was owned and ran by Ak and DJ Vlad, would they do a better job, or do y'all think they do a worse job? Let me know in the comments.